Hello everyone, it's Cathy from Crafts by Cathy. I'm here today with my first ever video. I'm a little bit nervous, but people keep asking me to do these and asking me how I do what I do, so thought I'd pop a quick video together for you today. It's nothing too taxing. It's just, well, it can either be a journal card, pocket, tuck, tag. You can make it in whatever shape you would prefer or size. I've done this one to fit into my current journal that I'm making, and I'll show you how that works if you like. So I would just find either a tuck space for it or a pocket. Don't know if you can see that so well, but it can be used in quite a few different ways. It's quite versatile. So if you've got a few book pages, some music paper, maybe some digiprints. I know I'm always getting told off for printing more and more digiprints when I haven't used the full digiprint from before. So I do have quite a few of these stored up, so I'll try and use a few of those. I've also got some book pages for my focal point. And I actually pulled this one out and, well, the music paper really, just in case I wanted to use some of the little numbers, because sometimes they do have little field note numbers. I didn't like the look of it on this one, so I didn't, but that's up to you. You can customise how you like. So let's get started. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and choose my focal point. I was very lucky to come across a copy of this book, because the beauty of it is, as it's double-sided, you could either make a tag right the way along and have this beautiful text at the side, but what I like to do with these is just take the flower as the focal point, and if you were to turn the page over, hey presto, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of a page. This book is the Floral Birthday Book by Bernard F. Carter, and as you can see, it's just a year through of beautiful illustrations, perfect for tags, tucks, pockets, etc. So I think I will start with this page because I like the colour of it. So I'm not really one for measuring, if I can help it. So all I would do in this instance is fold the page in half and just have a little tuck to find roughly the middle spot. I also like to tear these rather than cut them on the guillotine or with scissors, because when you ink later on, it just absorbs the ink a lot nicer and gives it that sort of rough and rustic look. Something lovely about tearing paper, absolutely love it. And like I say, these they're slightly different in size. They probably won't have right angles at the square corners, but I think it all just adds to the beauty of it. So if I get these just all chopped up and ready, we can move on. That was a bit of an epic fail. That's all right, just come back in and go again. So I'll just, you can see how I would chop up all 6 of them, but I'll just do this so that we can move on to making the actual card. I think I'll go with that one for the video. The Imperial Lily, which apparently has the meaning of dignity for anyone who's interested. So my next step's going to be to ink around the edge of that. It would just make it pop, as you can see from the original, against the book page. A lot of people tell me I'm quite heavy-handed with my inking, so I'm sorry about that if you're not a heavy-handed inker. I have to excuse that. rude helicopter going past as well. I'm afraid, unfortunately, we're under the flight path for one of the local smaller airfields, so we do often have helicopters going past. It's very unfortunate that it went past at that moment. Oh, so there's a nice page. I like to choose pages that are quite full of the text, because obviously a lot of it's covered. You do really want to see more text than blank. So I'm just going to tear this one so that we've got a square right up to the text, so we haven't got any of that blank beigey paper around the edge. But rest assured, they will not get wasted, because I love that lovely aged edge to the book. Just bring in my glue pad. Now, I use a pad like this to glue on, and then when I've glued it too much, it's all a bit sticky and nasty, I start to stick all of my little bits and trimmings down, and then I can use that for collage. Probably gesso over it, pop some more colour on it, and then chop it up for tags, which can be quite exciting. Perhaps we'll do that in another video. So I'm just going to pop some glue onto the back of this one. Any glue stick will do for this job. I'm using the Ultra Tape Ultra Stick non-toxic glue stick, just because that's what was in the shop at the time. My favourite liquid glue is the Collal, which I dispense into one of these little precise bottles. You'll see me pull that one out later. So I'm just going to centre this roughly. Again, you can use the words of the text to help you, but it really doesn't have to be anything too taxing. We're going for the rough and rugged look on these, like they've been around the block a little bit. And now we need to choose a word. So I've got all these digi printed piles of bits and bobs. So obviously on the prototype, I'll just use the words field notes. But I mean, you can use anything really, whatever you think it's quite. I think I might like to quite have a saying on this one. I'm not sure the shape of that one really goes. It needs to be a bit longer. Take time to stop and smell the flowers. I like that one, especially as lilies are quite floral, aren't they? So that goes quite well. Now, that edge of the book paper was what I used last time to edge around these words. However, oh yes, that's fine, is wide enough. So again, not measuring, just making it roughly fit my text. And I'm inking these with Tim Holtz Distress ink in the Vintage Photo. I'm sure if you're into journaling and whatnot, you will know about these inks. But before I had these inks, I did used to make up my own little mixture of brown paint and a little bit of water. Bob it on with a makeup brush. There's all sorts you can use. Damp tea bag. And just make sure you've got it quite dry before you use it, so you literally just have the dampness coming through. Of course, you don't have to ink at all. Some people don't like inking their bits and bobs, but I think it just helps with the vintage look. Right, just pop that on there. Centre it up a little. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. I'm going to ink around the edge of that now, just so that it pops against the background. And it doesn't matter, see I've got a little tear there. This antique paper is very fragile. As beautiful as it is, it can be a bit of a nightmare to use. So you have to be gentle, but I don't mind a little tail like that. Adds to the whole vintage aged feel of it. Might as well just leave that glue book there, hadn't I? Save getting it in and out all the time. And again, use the texture pen to make sure it's all even and level. Oh, and try not to pull it back off. My sticky fingers. It's always a good idea to have a little bit of tissue roll or kitchen roll to do this with, so that your sticky fingers don't move things. Now decide how long you want it to be, and again we're using the text to line up the ruler, and keep those bits in my stash because you always need a bit of book paper here, there and everywhere. So now I'm going, this is a bit flimsy, so as you can see from this one, that would just get curled up if you kept trying to put that in a tuck, or had it in something as a tag, or even if you had a pocket, it wouldn't, it's not very sturdy because of the nature of the paper. So I'm just going to bring in some craft card, very inexpensive. You could use scrapbook paper, you could use the sometimes the first page of a book. This one will not count. Oh, it is a little more sturdy actually. Still, I think I would want something a little bit sturdier than that. So I've brought in some craft card. We get this over here at a shop called The Works. I get it for £1 for 10 sheets, so it's a bargain really. So it's just as easy for me to use that. But if I do have interest in first pages of books lying about, and they're light enough, because if you're going to use it for a journaling spot, you want to make sure that it's light enough that you can journal on it. Then of course I would use that. But at the moment, craft paper it is, craft card rather. I'm going to pop that as close to the edge as I can, so then I've just got a little bit sticking out and showing. It's looking lovely now, even if I do say so myself. Okay, now this I will cut on the trimmer, because, well, I don't know if ever you've tried cutting card, tearing card with a ruler, but it doesn't very often go down well. Okay, so again, just leaving that little slither of card there. Sorry about the noise, I'm sure that was very loud. I'll leave a little slither off that for you. It's a little bit too wide for me on that side. And again on the bottom. Save his scraps. And there we go. Now I'm going to just ink that one up. Again with my vintage photo, Tim Holtz Distress ink. I know that the eagle-eyed of you as well will probably see that my dauber has previously been used for red. I am a bit naughty, and if I can't find the right one, I have been known to cross-contaminate. But I do think actually the little bit of red residue that's on there gives the walnut stain a really nice tone. So I'm not overly worried. I wouldn't come in with a yellow dauber and then do a brown. You know, the reds and the browns, to me, that's acceptable. Something ever so satisfying about inking. Don't know if it's the noise or the feel. Okay, so we're almost there, as you can see. And as you can see, that, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's not a precise thing. It's, you know, it's whatever size it comes out for me. If I'm honest, I'll make it work to a certain degree. So I'm just going to go away now and sew around the edge, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back and I've sewn around the edge like I did with the last one. There's absolutely no necessity to do this. I think it just looks really aesthetically pleasing when you sew round, and it's also nice to use a corresponding thread. I've got quite a bit of turquoisey, greeny, bluey tones in my current journal, so I have sewn around with turquoise. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to carry on now and make a few more of these to finish off my journal. My journal will be available as of today to purchase in my Etsy store. My Etsy store is called Crafts by Caffy. That's a double F, not a TH, which was my nickname from my nieces and nephews when they were little and struggling to pronounce. So that's why I've got that. Anyway, it was lovely chatting with you. Hope you're all well, and I hope you see fit to visit me on my next video. Okay, take care. Bye bye.